Showtime. Go time. Wednesday workshop for entrepreneurial speakers. My name is Ray Engen, but you can read that if you're looking at this thing live right here over there. If you want to come in and throw things about and banter with me a little bit, come into joinraylive.com, scrolling across your stream right there, going along that way. And I'd love to dig in a little bit today on what is unusual. What is acceptably unusual? That's one of my favorite phrases. I was accused of being acceptably unusual, and I will accept that mantle. What does that do for you? Well, everybody who's trying to get ahead, trying to create more business for their business, they've seen a million different ways on how to do this right. And you need to make connections, find the pain and ask questions. And those are certainly pieces of the bubble. But where the bubble bursts is they never get an opportunity to dig into those questions because they have kept people at arm's length by the way they approach them. And when you approach a stranger, which is what a business person is, you need to find a way to have permission to ask questions. And I worked with David Newman as a coach for Do It Marketing, and also as a client of Do It Marketing. And they have a thing called an air conversation in there, which isn't even from that group. I don't know who the original credit goes to, but it's a way to create unusual ways to speak to people. And what I look at it is, I always call it an ego conversation. So if I want to talk to you and I don't know you and you're in a position of prestige, I want to reach out to talk to you about your experience and expertise, the E, your genius, the G, and the outcomes you've created, the O. And I do a lot of blogging and a lot of writing for my page on Medium. I got a page on here, and I will flat out contact people and say, hey, I'm looking to write an article about X, and I need your expertise, your genius, and how you produce those outcomes. And I'd love to be able to talk to you a little about it so I can put it in for my readers. I've never had anybody say no. I've never had anybody say no. And part of that is I don't reach out to them and say, do you have 15 minutes? What's the difference between do you have 15 minutes and I need your help? It takes 15 minutes. One is a question. The other is a statement. And think about this. Sit around right now, well, not right now, but you can do it later. But think about the last time you met a friend of yours that you hadn't seen in a long time. What was the first thing you said to each other? Now, these are good friends. They probably had something along the lines of, wow, they let anybody in here. Oh my God, it's been years. Look at you. You look just the same. This is amazing. Can't believe it's you. What do all those things have in common? They're certainly not creative. They're not things that, where you're creating all this wonderful language and prose, and probably not even rhythmic in it in the conversation. They're all statements. And what happens when you use a statement, friends speak in statements, not questions. Nice shoes. If you say nice shoes to somebody, what you get is either they'll tell you how much they paid or who designed them. How much they paid, where they got them, and who designed them. So these shoes, Jimmy Choo, or these shoes, $6, Walmart. You know those replies. And what happens when strangers meet? What happens when professional business people contact one another? Hi, is Johnny in? What's this in reference to? There was a period of time where if you walked into a place and you had to sell something, you said, is Johnny here? You got this. Uh, what's this in reference to? Well, it's business. Oh, what kind of business? Personal business. Like if you kept it vague, people would go, "Oh, okay, come on in. The boss will see you now." But it's those moments where you create contact through statement that perfect strangers think that you might even be a friend. Uh, if you look at it, think about going into a restaurant or bar and you want to sit down. There's somebody sitting next to you. There's one seat open, right? And if you want to sit there, if you say, "Do you mind if I sit here?" The answer sometimes is yes, I do mind. And they might have a reason. I have a friend coming. Uh, do you mind if I sit here? Is this seat taken? Why, yes, it is. Sometimes people will make up a reason for you not to sit there because you asked a question they believe. They don't know if you're friend or foe, who you are, why you here, or how long you're going to stay. Those, by the way, are four triggers that if you meet a stranger and they think any one of those four things, they will never give you the time of day. But if you come up and you say, "Thanks for saving my seat." Oh, you're welcome. Unless they're truly waiting for somebody else. So all these things, there's no magic bullet, but there's a million little things that I've been talking to more and more entrepreneurs about reaching out for business. And one of the major things that comes up is the time it takes to create this ability to create trust. You need to get permission. Questions are the worst thing in the world that you can start off with. Statements show confidence, conviction. Statements are the things that you have comfort. When you're hiring somebody, do you want somebody that's confident, who's comfortable with conviction, or do you want somebody that's polite and asks questions? Think about that. So, those are some things that you can do right now to become acceptably unusual. Don't let them not contact you. Then there's the fun, cute stuff where you can you can send a burner phone to somebody that hasn't called you in a while. Say, "Hey, I went overseas. I'm now on FBI International. Call me. I think I can get you a role." Whatever it is, just something. But those are statements. Those weren't questions. And here's the thing: you're not gonna. You've been your lifetime has been hardwired to be polite and ask these acceptable questions. Here's my challenge: take a question that you are about to ask. So, this is a problem. Everybody has this problem. People who sell well don't have this problem. But people who don't sell well, it takes time for them to develop rapport and relationship. There's a vast gap between stranger and you getting permission to build rapport. And that's where quick connections happen. This can take years to get into that zone, or it can take 5 minutes. How do you create quick connections? Well, step one, and we'll do more of these things. Matter of fact, I have a class coming out about this in August, I believe. But step one, your problem, you have to take it, you have to tame it, and to tame it, you have to reframe it, right? So here's what we're going to do. My challenge to you: when you think about the next time you're going to contact and conduct a conversation with a potential prospect, I want you to think of the questions that you were about to ask and ask yourself, how can I reframe these into statements? And I'll bet you'll find that you get faster connection with that person. There is a familiarity of friendship always make things look at life positively. So find the pain, but show them the next step. Once I hire you and I take that next step with you, I want to know my life is going to be rosy. I want rosy. I want hope. Hope is simply the next step. And if you can show people the next step out of their problem, once they understand you've lived it, you've walked it, you've seen it, you've lived in their shoes. Oh my God, this person gets me. And they can show me where to go to get out of this. Don't dwell on the pain, dwell on the next step. All right. That's enough for today. Hopefully you got some stuff out of that. If you watched it later and you want to make a comment and have questions, boom, love to talk to you. Let me put my Calendly up at the end here. There is my Calendly. If I could spend 15 minutes with you talking about it, I can show you a couple ways that you're approaching people right now. And we can make in 15 minutes, we can make your next conversation simpler, easier, and faster to get where you want it to go. More than happy to help out my fellow entrepreneurs. If you want one of those 15-minute sessions, don't even think about coming in and talking about hiring me, because this is just a question about you to make you better. We can have a separate conversation about that. That's a-okay with me. But I'm here improving the world one entrepreneur at a time. That's what we're doing. All right. Thanks, Chad Betts, for hopping in and popping in that little thumbs up. I appreciate that. Appreciate all of you. Comment, like, share. You know the drill. Cartman right here is happier. That so much looks like Cartman. I'm so glad I bought this picture. Thank you, Shelly Golden, for making me buy this picture to put that up there. I'm doing things back down here, so I think the plant is coming by soon. Again, a shirt like this, acceptably unusual. That's the theme for today. All right. Have a great one. Take care. Take care of yourself.